How do you get from a bag of fresh cabbage to healthy fermented cabbage? It is the easiest vegetable to preserve for winter. I start by removing a few leaves from outside of each cabbage that are bruised or damaged, not to mention they have been in contact with chemicals like fertilizers, pesticides and such. However, some of these leaves I blanch and use for cooking. Then I rinse and drain the cabbage heads. Next step is to core the cabbage. Using a good serrated knife, very sharp, and with a thin blade, is going to make it easier. Start making an incision all the way around the core. The knife should be held at a very small angle to the vertical, 15 degrees or so. By making the cut like this, you make a cone that you can pull outside and remove the cabbage core. The reason for removing this part is to give access to the brine to get in between the cabbage leaves and produce an evenly fermented cabbage head. By the way, you can eat the cabbage core as is or shred it on top of a salad. When you look inside of the conic orifice you made in the cabbage, you should see the layers of leaves. I add 1 tablespoon of salt in this orifice. I use a bunch of fresh dill for pickling. It has the stems, leaves, and flowers. I place it at the bottom of my barrel. On top of it, I add the cabbages with the salt-filled orifice up. I store the barrel in the garage during winter. Now I start preparing the brine. I use coarse salt with no additives. The brine has 50 grams of salt for each 1 liter of water. I dissolve the salt by heating the water. This eliminates a lot of fermentation problems. After filling the barrel with the brine, you need a weight to keep the cabbages submerged in the brine. I use a heavy glass tray here. Then, I cover with a lid and let the fermentation take its course. After a month, the cabbage is almost ready. In general, it is ready in 2 months. It must have no opaque patches. When the weather gets warmer, in spring, I remove any cabbages from the barrel, separate the leaves and roll in packets. I pack jars with the leaves and fill with brine from the barrel. Then I store it in the refrigerator. These are from last year.